I quit making YouTube videos. I was done, burnt out, stressed out, over it. Couldn't take it anymore. And there are a lot of reasons for that. One of them is this channel has never brought in any financial gains. I make a very little amount every couple months and it normally goes straight to bills. So that's one reason, but it's not the main reason. Main reason was just stress. There was stuff going on in my personal life, and then there's all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes when it comes to making YouTube videos for this channel. So I do hours and hours of testing. I will change settings within the routers that I own, play games for a few hours, different games, see how they feel. Then I'll change the settings again and see how those feel. Then I'll go back and I'll take notes. And this takes days, sometimes weeks, even months to get everything where I want it, where I'm like, okay, these are the actual perfect settings where anybody can just set this up this way and should have a good time. And then if they want to tinker further, well, I guess that's kind of up to them. But I've always tried to make very accurate YouTube videos. Have I made mistakes over the years? Sure. Will I continue to? I'm sure of it. But, I've always tried to keep a positive attitude toward my content. Another thing that I do that a lot of people probably don't is I'd get up early in the morning with my wife as she gets ready for work and have my cup of coffee. I guess that's pretty normal. But I would hop on to my YouTube comment section. Now, luckily, over the years, I've had a fantastic group of people. Most people are incredibly nice to me and just have a question, which for the most part, I don't mind answering. But when you've seen the same question 100 times, you do get a little burnt out by it. You're like, I've answered this before a lot. I mean, come on, please. Don't. Why are you asking? All right, cool. I'll answer again, no problem. But then you'll scroll through and you'll see that occasional comment that gets underneath your skin. And I was starting to get a few of those. And I was like, man, I don't like those comments. I don't like that at all because, you guys don't know what I'm actually going through here. And you have your opinion and you're more than welcome to it. But I'm actually putting in a lot of effort for minimal gains over here. The only thing that's really keeping me going when it comes to this YouTube channel is the community being like, hey, man, we really like your stuff. But financially, it's never shown a profit or helped the family significantly. And we struggle. It's something I will probably talk about one day, maybe on a different channel, because we've been through it as a family. But so all of that just drove me to the point where I was like, well, I'm done. I can't take it anymore. And there was another thing going on that actually has to do with NetDuma themselves. So I play a game called Killer Instinct. I've played it since 2014 when I bought my Xbox One VCR. As a matter of fact, that was one of the big reasons for buying an Xbox One. I loved Killer Instinct in the arcades as a kid. And it was a game that I fell in love with, and then I bought the Super Nintendo version, and then it went away. And it was gone for a very long time. And there was a couple other games. I didn't really like them as much as the original Killer Instinct. And I always bothered Rare and Microsoft, hey, you guys should make another game one day. And lo and behold, Xbox 2013, that E3, I jumped out of my chair when they announced Killer Instinct. And I was like, sweet, I'm going to love this. It's going to be freaking awesome. And it came out, and it was the very first thing I downloaded on my Xbox One. But after playing for a while and then playing some Call of Duty on my Xbox as well, I realized, oh man, I am not having a good time online. So I started to look at gaming routers and I bought a few and I tried different settings and nothing would really work. And then I found NetDuma and I was like, well, I've already owned like 4 other routers and had to take them back. They've all been really expensive. I wonder if this company is going to work. The stuff they say here on their website sounds promising. So I grabbed the NetDuma R1 and it inspired me to make this YouTube channel. I thought that router was so good and changed my experience online so much that I was like, I'm gonna make a YouTube channel about this. Nobody else that I can see is talking about it, and this is significant. Like, it went from night to day for me. Whoa! I saw the light when I put in my R1 and got it set up for the first time. I was like, dude, I can actually play. I'm not lagging. I can see the ping of people I'm playing on Killer Instinct. Whoa, that dude's from Brazil? That's absolutely nuts. I didn't know that. Well, maybe that's why it's lagging. And it just blew my mind. And again, that inspired me to make this channel. And of course, I asked NetDuma, like, hey, Killer Instinct's like my favorite game. I know not a lot of people are probably playing it, but can you set up the router to work for it? And they're like, yeah, sure, man. And they did. And it worked for a long time. And then it stopped working. And I was like, oh, okay, this happens from time to time with their DPI, their Deep Packet Inspection System. Sometimes things go wonky or they need an updated, piece of information. I'll let them know. And I let them know. And I let them know. And it got to a point where I'd been asking for a couple years for them to fix Killer Instinct. And nothing. And I was like, well, they must, either they just don't care about this game or they really don't like me. And I'm leaning toward, I did something at some point to make them not like me. I don't know exactly what that is because I've sat here and made content for them for free and kind of taken the, Fraser's job. Anybody who's been to the forums, NetDuma Fraser is great. He answers everybody. But maybe I got under his skin a little bit. I honestly have no idea. It's just the way I felt, right? Because I had been asking for so long for them to fix it and it just never got fixed. And I was like, okay, they either just don't care about this game or maybe it's just my request, but it kind of feels like it's kind of directed toward me, whatever. Well, during early beta testing for the R3, a few of us got together and I was like, hey, can you guys fix this? And somebody in the beta team helped me out. They gave NetDuma the needed information and boom, after years of waiting, Killer Instinct was working with DPI again and the game felt great for a few months. And then all of a sudden, it stopped working earlier this year. And I've been begging ever since for them to get it working again. And I've been ignored. The most I've got is, yeah, it's a niche game. They may get to it. Okay, really? I kind of feel like that's directed toward me as I've already sent in new information for them to use for the DPI and stuff. So there was some of that too that just kind of got underneath my skin. And it just led me down this path over this last year to just completely change the way I want to do things in life and approach different things. And after a very long break, what ended up being a break anyway, I decided there's a lot of people who love my content. And even though I don't make any money from it, and even though it was driving me nuts, I'm going to approach it in a different way. I'm not going to answer every single YouTube comment at 5:30 in the morning. I may not even answer most of them. I may answer some, but not all. I will make sure to look and, try to be knowledgeable about what my community wants, but I'm not going to let it stress me out no more. I'll make a video when I feel like making a video. If it takes me 3 weeks to finally sit down and make a video, okay, so be it. Big news for my family. I have a newborn that's going to be coming in January, so there'll definitely be times where she is crying and not happy, and I need to make sure that I am there for her over doing anything else. So will I have time to make videos? I sure hope so, but if it takes me 3 months to get one, I don't care anymore. Whereas before, it would drive me absolutely batty to not have content out or to be in the middle of testing and be like, I'm going to miss a video this week or for 2 weeks or for 3 weeks and it's going to send the algorithm crazy. Yeah, I just don't care about any of that anymore. And it has lifted a gigantic weight off my shoulders. I feel rejuvenated, refreshed, and renewed. It's great. I'm enjoying playing games again. I'm enjoying doing testing when it comes to my network stuff because I test when I feel like it. I'm no longer interrupting my family every few days like I need to disconnect the internet and reconnect it and do this and do that. Nope. I just test when I feel like it. When I feel, you know what? It's time to do some testing. Let's try this setting. Okay, that seems to work. All right, what about this one? Okay, that one seems to work, and etc. So what's coming up for 2025, the rest of 2024? Well, I do have quite a few videos planned. There's some Black Ops 6 stuff as I get more used to it and settings and etc. that I'll put out. NetDuma R3 settings, NetDuma R2 stuff. There will be content. It'll just be when I feel like it. If there is something you want to request, I do still look at the YouTube comments. I just won't necessarily answer them all. You can leave a request down there and I'll put it on my list if I haven't already got it on there. And eventually I might get to it. Maybe, probably, but also possibly not. And that's my new attitude toward it. So yeah, I feel rejuvenated. I feel better. I appreciate all of you who stuck around and didn't unsubscribe. I appreciate all the new subscribers. You guys all rock. I've done the whole membership thing. If you want to help support me financially, that would be cool. Not for it or against it. Don't really care either way. I mean, I like money. Who doesn't like money? But if you can't do that, don't want to do that, whatever, that's fine. Just know that the vast majority of these videos, so not this one, but anything, Net Duma content related, Black Ops related, stuff like that, will be out for members before it hits the overall platform for everybody else. So yeah, that's it, everybody. I just want to let everybody kind of know what was going on. A lot of personal stuff, a lot of stuff in the background. I just got burnt out. Everybody feels that sometimes, and I do feel a lot better. So I'm glad to be back. I appreciate you all. I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.